considerations we usually make while developing the art style really comes to the tone we're trying to set for the project. So in the case of the Blobs fight, we're really trying to go for a lighthearted, kind of cartoony, whimsical kind of feel. So we're not trying to take the art style too seriously, trying to more have some fun with it while keeping it relatively simple. And based on the directions, at least in the costumes we've been designing, it seems to be taking on almost like a sort of feel that Little Big Planet had, where it's a sort of a mishmash of all different sorts of things, like as if you kind of just exploded a toy box.
So specific to Blobs, since there's no story or any overarching theme of other than Blobs fighting each other, it's very easy for us to be able to have a variety of gameplay styles, mechanics, and maps. So in this case, we've been doing a lot of random maps, just fun, over-the-top maps. Like we have a moon map where the Blobs maybe will have lower gravity or something. We'll have a castle map where cannons will shoot upon you. Another castle map where it's lava and just like the end of the world, basically. And in that aspect, we're able to just have it, whatever comes to mind that seems fun and funny and over the top and exaggerated to fit that game style, we're able to put it seamlessly into the game and it still works, as opposed to a game with a hard story like Halen. If we did like, oh, there's a castle now, it doesn't really fit. But with Blobs, there's no story, there's no nothing. It's just these guys fighting. What would be fun? A castle, whatnot.
An example of this would probably be the Petri dish. So these are giant kind of amoebas, so I thought, well, where do amoebas kind of live? Like a Petri dish. So the level itself, we took on the whole bacteria kind of idea and made a map where it's literally just a small Petri dish. Bacteria grows in it, and all these different types of bacteria play a different role in terms of mechanics. So one could be like a bounce pad, like the kind of spongy looking bacteria. Others could be like slime mold, where it just slowly spreads out and then like eats the blobs. And it's constantly changing, so it's a very dynamic and interesting map based on just a very simple idea. Blobs as a game itself influences the art direction in a variety of ways. So one, the game mechanics, and the idea that there are going to be multiple blobs on screen at the same time, all sharing the same camera. This kind of influences levels, especially. The levels almost have to have like an isometric kind of design to them, where one side, like especially if it's an arena style map, one side of the map has to almost be completely cut open in order for the characters to not disappear on screen.
So in terms of the environment of the maps themselves, we keep that at a lower saturation level for color, and there's less detail around, so that when players are playing, they're very, very focused on the fight at hand. Since it's such a fast-paced game, you need to know where the players are and where the traps are, what the traps are doing, for you to win. And if you're constantly paying attention to, oh, there's a bird flying over there, well, we just want people to really be focused on the gameplay as opposed to maybe all the extra bits around.